Hey guys, happy Thursday. Little pugtail walking in the back there. Welcome to the next edition of Carrots and Cake Instagram Live. I don't know why the color's going in and out, but we'll work with it. So thank you guys for sending all your awesome questions. I really do love the Ask Me a Question in Instagram stories because all your questions come in and I have them all in one place and I can just pick and choose what I want to answer. So thank you. So I have 5 questions. Some of them are kind of short and sweet. Some of them are a little bit longer, but I figured I'd tackle them all. And on the list today, let's get right into it. Pre-workout drinks, if I use them and if I think they're worth it. Number 2 is favorite gluten-free products from Trader Joe's, and you know I love to talk about Trader Joe's. Number 3, do we want to get Quinn involved in sports, and if so, when? My favorite protein powder, and do I need it in my life was the second part of that question. So I'll talk about that. And do I count macros every day? So kind of a variety. And yeah, let's get right to it. So the first one are these pre-workout drinks, these like BCAAs and all that stuff. And honestly, I tried them back in the day. I probably used them just a couple times and they just didn't really agree with my stomach. I was like, I don't want all this sugar and stuff in my stomach, and I know some of them have caffeine in them and whatnot. Mal used to do them. He still kind of does them here and there. He loves them. He thinks they make a difference with regard to energy levels, muscle recovery, muscle soreness, all that stuff. So for some people, I think they're great. I personally don't use them. I'm one of those people, I'd rather just eat a little something and then work out. I don't know. I mean, I think it's something to try, and some people swear by them. So if you're interested, give it a whirl. But I'm personally not into the pre-workout drinks and all that good stuff. I am, however, into the post-workout nutrition, and I'm very much one of those people, especially like hard workouts, just like a kind of workout, I'll just, eat the next meal in my day. But if it's like a really hard workout, I will have SFH protein is my favorite protein powder with some sort of carb in there. Usually I do this like coffee drink that has some like agave in it, or I'll put a little like chocolate almond milk or something like that in my shake. I also love the Atlas bars because they have a good mix of protein and carbs. And that was a totally a tangent, but just pimping the post-workout nutrition because I really do think it makes a difference, especially with regard to recovery and just how you feel the next day. Question number 2 is my favorite gluten-free products from Trader Joe's. And so they actually do have some pretty good ones. Pretty good and pretty bad. If you read the ingredients on some of those gluten-free products, they're not so great. But some of my favorites are the cauliflower gnocchi. I've been rocking that lately. And I just pop it in the microwave and put a little butter, Parmesan cheese. Sometimes I'll throw some other veggies in there. I keep it simple with that, but I really love that as a main dish or even a side dish. It's so good, and the ingredients are pretty basic. It's like cauliflower, brown rice flour, salt. There's nothing too crazy in there, but they're gluten-free. Also from the frozen food aisle is the cauliflower stir-fried. That's awesome. Just put a little shrimp in there, a little chicken. If you want to do some soy sauce or coconut aminos, boom, dinner's done. So that's another favorite. Cauliflower pizza crust is pretty good. The gluten-free cheese pizza is pretty good. I like the savory thin crackers. They're just rice crackers, but again, the ingredients are super simple, and they're quite tasty. Even Quinn will eat them, and if Quinn eats them, that means they're pretty good. The peanut butter jelly bars, they're gluten-free. Quinn loves those. He literally has one every single morning when he wakes up, but they're gluten-free and a great little snack treat if you're in the mood. I wrote down carrot noodles. They're gluten-free, they're just carrots. But those are great and just a pinch, you can just pop them in the microwave or saute them real quick. But that's a good, easy dinner or snack ideas. And then, you know what? I've tried the gluten-free bread and the brown rice wraps from Trader Joe's, and they're both Like the brown rice wraps, you can put them in the microwave and it makes them a little bit easier to bend, but they just fall apart. I'm not a fan of those. And the bread's fine, the ingredients are kind of so-so, and I feel like there's other better gluten-free breads out there. So if you shop elsewhere, I like the DeLand bakery. It's zucchini and millet bread, and again, ingredients are super straightforward, gluten-free. And then I like the Canyon Ranch. Again, ingredients are simple, and I think they sell that at Target, Whole Foods, but that's another go-to. I like those gluten-free breads. Number 3 is, do we want to involve Quinn in sports, and if so, when? And yes, we really, really do. Mal and I obviously are big sports fans. We played all sorts of sports all through, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. So we would love to get Quinn involved. And we had him in soccer. Went okay. He was super into it the first week, and then I would say weeks 1 or 2 through 6, he was not so into it and was kind of off doing his own thing and not wanting to participate. So that was soccer. We tried hockey or ice hockey. Again, not so into it. He fell, hurt himself. He didn't really want to go back. We tried swim lessons when he was a tiny baby, but we actually might get him into swim lessons this fall because he loves the pool, loves the ocean. So we're thinking swimming might be a good activity for him, and then he'll be able to swim next summer, which would be awesome. So yeah, we're trying. We would love it if he was into sports. He's kind of mentioned doing CrossFit here and there, and of course we would love that. We're pushing him a little bit to get into sports, but we'll see. We're just rolling with it. He's only 4, so who knows? And I mean, I know personally I didn't really get into sports till I was probably 7, 8, 9 in that age. So we got time. I just hope he's active. So we just keep pushing that, and the kid loves to run. He's always showing us how fast he is, so maybe he'll be a runner. And then favorite protein powder, and do you need it in your life? And so I kind of answered that already with my love for SFH protein. I just love it. I've used it forever. It's whey. It doesn't upset my stomach like some of the proteins out there, and it's literally whey protein, stevia, I think, and then natural flavoring. There's like really nothing in it. It's not this like huge long paragraph of ingredients. They also make a churro that's delicious, and a coconut flavor that's delicious. And they're great in iced coffee. They're great in smoothies, protein balls. I use it for everything, but that's my favorite brand. And you know what? You don't need protein in your life if you're not into protein powder. I've worked with a lot of nutrition clients that they're just not into protein powder, and that's fine. We find other ways for them to get protein into their lives. So you can make it work. I think it involves like a little bit of like pre-planning. I do have a lot of clients that say it's hard for them to hit their protein without doing like a protein shake or some sort of protein ball. But I think if you plan your day ahead of time and just plan the protein into where you're gonna have it, you can hit it. And that's definitely one of my tips for people. So I don't think you need protein. I think it's a good way just to bump up, how much you're consuming on the regular, but I don't think you need it. I think you can definitely live without it. And of course I love collagen too, so that's another thing you could try. And I've actually been loving this vanilla flavored one lately, so that's kind of fun. Put that in my iced coffee lately. And the final question is, do I count macros every day? And no, I do not. So I mostly count, I would say, depends on the week and what's going on. It really is kind of based on my social life, but Sunday to maybe Friday morning I'll track. And I mean, honestly, if there's a busy day and I only get half the day tracked, it happens, but I don't track on the weekends just because it's too hard. Like you're going out for drinks or brunch or I don't even know. It's too hard to like sit there and like plan out exactly how many tortilla chips I'm gonna eat and how much guacamole and all that. So I take a break on the weekends, and I think that's good for me. It just gives me a much more relaxed approach to it. And then I get back on track on Sunday or Monday, and I'm good for the week. And I've talked about this a few times, but I'm a firm believer that you can loosely track macros and still have it work. And so I'll track, 80-90% of my day and then just kind of wing it for the rest. So I'm not tracking every day, but I do type something into MyFitnessPal most days of the week. So that's it. That's all I got for today. I feel like that was kind of short and sweet today. I got right through it. At least I don't have a fever and sweating in my kitchen. I almost said chicken. I don't know what is up with me saying chicken. I said chicken yesterday in a podcast. The chicken's on my mind. I don't know. But thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you soon.